what you're mentioning, the Passion Dojo, is in this culture, it's kind of counterculture to indulge in your passion. There's not enough time to indulge, to luxuriate in your passion, especially as a busy entrepreneur, or where survival is the only thing that you're concerned about, or even just to get to the next thing, and you're racing for the milestones, and like you were saying, this older concepts of luxury, right?
Right.
And so with the Passion Dojo, what we're talking about as a gym for your consciousness is a place to indulge in working out your passion, because we're not given a lot of time, and people don't think they have time to do that. That's why it is a luxury for some, and that's that. Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to Luxury Unplugged. If you're passionate about entrepreneurship, creativity, and maintaining a sane mind, you found your tribe. I'm Neeti Keswani, best-selling author and host for Luxury Unplugged podcast. Join us as we embark on an unfiltered journey into the extraordinary lives of individuals who are living life to the fullest and achieving their dreams by inspiring others along the way. Every week on Tuesdays, we bring you their incredible stories of success, a life full of luxuries, and the spiritual thought process that fuels their accelerated growth. So get ready to dive deep into the minds of these CEOs and creative entrepreneurs who are shaping the world of luxury and spirituality. Today, we are so pleased to host Jeremy Lasman. He is a testament to the power of following your dreams and creating meaningful change in the world through his values and projects. Welcome, Jeremy.
Hi, nice to be here.
Thank you. So Jeremy Lasman, I would just like to give you a little bit introduction for you, for our viewers. He is a fearless innovator, and he has dedicated his life to unlocking the power of passion and igniting the human spirit. He's worked with SpaceX, and where he was involved in inventing imagination technology, and then he moved on to founding his passion company, and many other creative projects that he's been part of, which we're going to discuss in this podcast. So let's get started. Jeremy, over to you. Let us know all about your transition from the role at SpaceX to your current projects that you are so passionately working on.
When I really, feel into my evolutionary journey from doing IT marketing and kind of wearing a bunch of different hats with SpaceX, I left there really wanting to explore more of my creative side. And I think you had mentioned in the introduction, like creative entrepreneurs, and that really like resonated with me, but I didn't know how to channel it, how to focus it. And I felt like I'd never really used that muscle. I was more of a technical guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first kind of artistic endeavor I did was a comic book called Mania, which I'm sure we could talk about later.
Yeah.
And then started to feel my own soul's work, which you had mentioned with imagination technology. It's like a new operating system for like high intensity personal development.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always about focus. It was about how to land my bigger vision. And that's how we are founding the Passion Company.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where we are delivering on this creative idea and really being a beacon of the power of passion and what it can really do.
Right. So I was browsing through your blogs, and I was just reading through some amazing stuff over there about the Passion Company and the kind of courses that you have on. So is it, you're talking about a muscle or about a gym for your brain and mind and body and spirit. So is that a course that you do online or something that you take classes offline as well? What is the kind of coaching that you do?
Yes, yeah. So I really want to connect this with the name of this podcast, like Luxury Unplugged. Like what I really get a sense of is really redefining this definition of luxury in a much more holistic and more freedom based way. And what I take with what you're mentioning, the Passion Dojo, is in this culture, it's kind of counterculture to indulge in your passion. There's not enough time to indulge, to luxuriate in your passion, especially as a busy entrepreneur or where survival is the only thing that you're concerned about, or even just to get to the next thing and you're racing for the milestones. And like you were saying, this older concepts of luxury, right? And so with the Passion Dojo, what we're talking about as a gym for your consciousness is a place to indulge in working out your passion, because we're not given a lot of time and people don't think they have time to do that. That's why it is a luxury for some. And that's that. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So in terms of your Comic-Con franchise, Mania, tell us something about that. What exactly, and how is it blending with your passion company? Or is it something as a different project altogether?
It's a different project altogether, though, all connected. I have big places in my heart. That really was, if we're to like kind of land that into where that concept came from, and what a lot of the thrust and excitement for me was the mission of mental health empowerment. That really felt really important to me, especially we're talking, 2013, 2014, the conversation about mental health wasn't as open as it is now. And I kind of saw that this thing needed to open up a little bit. And we created a comic book that had a really cool spin of how superpowers can develop, and we had this mental health empowerment message behind it. And it was crazy because none of us had ever made a comic book before, and we ended up doing 3 issues, released them, and then, like you said, I got to speak at Comic-Con for a panel about mental health in comics. So it was incredibly fun and rewarding for sure.
I think that is an amazing concept. And although there's a lot of mental health awareness that's going on in the US and in UK and other parts of the world, but India is too catching up on this. Presently, I'm in India. Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
So yeah, it is catching up, and surprisingly or not so surprisingly, even my son at school, they are now learning a project on comics. They're doing a project on comics where they have to create something on mental health. And I was just zapped by like, how can they do it for teenagers, they're just 13-year-olds. So
yes.
So that kind of awareness is pretty much there now around the world, I guess. And
I feel so too, right?
Yeah, and people want to work towards the mental health initiatives. I mean, because I think there's a lot of growing understanding that with stress and with anxiety, you can do only so much.
Yeah, it's hard for the fuel of your energy to run optimally when you have those bugs in the code and these things that are dragging down the performance, that, like you're saying, the stress and the anxieties and the negativity. I mean, when you come really down to it, it's fear in really neurotic ways.
And I've read on your blogs about, you speak about you dealing with anxiety and those
Yeah.
negative aspects that come when you change perhaps careers, transforming careers, or when you become more creatively inclined. Did you feel anything of that sort, or what would you say to somebody who's going through that?
Yeah. Ooh, boy. You're talking to a really rebellious spirit over here. And I think what it really comes down to is there was this acceptance that it was okay to be unconventional. Because the way that I would say that is, I never really bought into this career idea, though do some things in order to get to the next steps of things. I felt rebellious because that really wasn't my focus or like excitement. It felt forced upon me to have to believe that word. So to give you a wraparound kind of response, it's like, don't be afraid to challenge the meaning of things. And like, you don't have to buy into even the word that, like, career, like, if you don't need that word in your life, there are wonderful ways of looking at reality to live the way that is a freedom to you. The freedom is the most important part of that, the owning of the freedom and the play with the freedom. And I think that's, for my own evolution from all the limitation and anxieties and things like that, was really just to get out of my own way of like allowing the rebellious spirit to really do what it wants without the shame of like, oh, it's not what a quote unquote, normal good person is look at it this way if you're, trying to fit in. And it's been that the allowance of that, like it's the okay that I don't fit in, like, and embracing it and having fun with it.
I can understand where you're coming from. So if you have to guide somebody who is going through anxiety because they are changing careers, they are getting into creative professions, but they are facing that depressive feeling inside and all those fears inside, uncertainties that come with it. What would you
Yes.
say? How do you, come out of it? Is there a process do you follow, or do you think the coaching is the right way to go about it?
The coaching is great. I mean, for what I'm really passionate to represent is it's the focus on personal development from the outer to the inner. And that shift is how you're operating through the anxiety, the ways in which that you want to see it, which is why it's such a soul's work that I get to bring imagination technology to the world, because when you get down to the operating system level, the anxiety is being driven by some fear. And if you're just addressing the top of it, the external, the outward symptom of it, you're not really getting to the operating level to see where the fear is actually coming from to create the anxiety. That's why I'm saying it's a shift to personal development versus external story. And that it's an indulgence because there's so much fear to do that. The luxury of taking time to shift that gear around, to turn it, to look there. that's a luxury because everything is going to say you can't. It's not worthwhile. What are you going to see? Like, but it's that freedom to do that that allows, and this is why, like, imagination technology, I stand behind it as the best operating system, because
I'd like to know more about it once you finish this. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
because it allows you to see a more bigger picture, that the fear is the choice, not the anxiety as the symptom. It's finding where that choice of fear and love, so that the energy can be cleaner. And that's where I think we'll shift gears to your question here.
Yeah, true, true. So you feel that it can be channelized into creative pursuits, either through your own self or perhaps through a help of a coaching session, perhaps. It can definitely
Yes.
be shifted. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. Everything is possible. Everything is possible.
Right. And so what is this imagination technology that you are talking about? What sort of creation project is that?
It on the deepest of levels, it is a soul, my soul's work. It's been something that I've been researching and developing for many years, and it's taken many evolutions and testing to find how to deliver it and the best efficient way to package it and deliver it. And it's taken many things, and I'm so excited because December we're finally releasing iSelf 1.0, because it is a brand new product that we have to deliver this operating system and support it. And
so does it?
Yeah.
So does it help in it's I self? What does that really mean?
Like I was saying earlier, if you look at personal development and all the options out there for everything designed to help you consciously evolve in however you define that with your personal development, what we're aiming to have with iSelf is the fastest and most effective means for healing, freedom, and mastery. So the best way to put it is it's like a high intensity personal development, because it's not only gonna blow your mind, it's very much going to break a lot of old things, because it's challenging all the cultural species level evolutions, like survival of the fittest, and the natural selection, all the fear and scarcity based ways that we've been conditioned and programmed almost to see. It's going to be, it challenges that. So it's a world shaker, and because it's getting to an operating system upgrade, so that you can work with our company, the Passion Company, to clean, train, and refine your passion. That's your energy. And exactly how you're saying, like how it's channeled and how clean and high performance it is.
Okay. So if I want to perhaps use this product, is it
Yes.
is it an app form, or is it in a course form? How is it available, or how is it going to be available?
Yeah, it's both of that. So there's 5 videos. It's very simple in the sense that there's 5 videos that give you everything that you need, and an app where you get the support all along the way, and in the help desk. So it's that simple. Yeah.
Okay, Lovely, lovely. Now coming to the luxury aspect of things. Now this I've
Yes.
picked up from your Instagram. You have mentioned that money is the shiniest object, but passion is the hottest.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes.
I completely resonate with that, but what do you have to say for that?
Ooh. Material wealth is luxury. It buys luxury in all the conventional ways, but at a certain point, there's maybe a desensitization to the satisfaction and the fulfillment of that definition of luxury, the conventional definition of luxury. But it is very, very, very shiny and sparkly and spectacly and beautiful, right?
Your mind away, right?
Yep. But when I speak about passion, and I really ponder on the spirituality, philosophy, science, all trying to make sense of what it means to consciously evolve and awakening and consciousness and some of the things that are bigger, larger than life in this world, in being a soul embodied. I come from a very skeptical side growing up, that as I approached the spirituality, it provided a lot of conflict, but that journey of seeking freedom and all of that, to discover that inner wealth that is immeasurable, and then that's the luxury, is the self-discovery and the self-realization. That's all through choosing passion over fear. That's why it's the gym, the discipline, it's all of that stuff, because it's counterculture and dangerous and rare, but that's what makes it so exciting and the hottest, because passion is the most volatile substance that is distinct to humans. I don't think animals have passion, and robots don't have passion. So passion is what sets us apart, and what allows us to discover our originality and to luxuriate in our own spirit. And that it's the hottest because
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So in terms of when you say that passion helps you to luxuriate your soul, in the material world that we are living in, whether you are in US, UK, India, wherever,
Yes.
if you are able to turn that passion into some sort of business, then perhaps it does make sense for people to follow passions with complete freedom, because otherwise, how do you and I spread this message that you should be living your dreams and following your passions if the aspect of money as a luxury is not there in it?
It's a big question, because what are you trusting when you choose passion? To explore the self to that extent, to really indulge in self-realization, to really ask yourself, what is it that you're trusting in reality? in your whole life. Because I don't necessarily think there's an answer to the quandary that you bring up. It's more what the operation is that lays out the creativity to design the ultimate that you are visioning.
So you also have been a part of, you've been an advocate for mental health challenges. Would you like to talk about some of your things that you've worked on, or how possibly other people can also support you if they wish to in this?
Yes, in 30 seconds, or are we going to hop back on?
I have extended that to 45 minutes.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yes.
So I see the timer counting down. I'm like, I don't want to be rushed.
This is a good discussion, and I don't want to, break the flow. So I just thought I'll extend it. Yeah.
Yes. So, like I was mentioning, Mania, the comic book franchise, is strongly in a mental health empowerment mission. Right now, the focus is on the Passion Company, which its mission feels maybe a little bit bigger in that sense of like to reduce fear and negativity on this planet and help accelerate humanity with conscious evolution. But I do feel that Mania is calling for a revival of there it is calling back. So if you ask me what they can do, like if a mental health empowerment is like if you're resonating with that and you want to collaborate, and like I'm sure we'll have contact or websites or something to get in touch, socials, to brainstorm and see, because I definitely need help for something of the scope of Mania, but it's there and it's ready to go. Yeah.
Lovely. So that is an interesting project in itself, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of support. We are also going to leave some links of your social media for people to contact you if they want to, and help you in your endeavor. And I think that drives us to the conclusion of this podcast. Although short, but I think we have got those. I think one bit is still left, which is one wisdom nugget that you'd like to give to our audiences who are comprising of wannabe entrepreneurs and artists.
They want to be artists and entrepreneurs.
They're artists turning their passions, becoming creatively, into business and those kind of people.
In the baby steps as you depart your comfort zone, not in a distance sense, but almost like in a getting closer and closer to your natural way of being. Ask yourself what fears you can challenge today, and show yourself that passion is greater than fear. And the more that you prove love right, it's going to allow you to really discover your superpowers.
Wow. That's a beautiful note that you are sharing with us, and I think it has a very deep deep meaning as well. To conquer your fears and then to just go for your passions no matter what, right? In terms of following your bliss, yes, but at the same time, there's so much of back-end fears and anxieties and emotions that don't serve us. To overcome them and then to, be on our path anyways is what is required, I guess. And that's a beautiful message. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that message.
Welcome. You're welcome.
So, Jeremy, appreciate your time with us and amazing nuggets of experiences and learnings from your life. And thank you so much for your time.
It was a pleasure to luxuriate in a wonderful and enlivening conversation.
Lovely. Enjoyed it thoroughly. And now this is a message for our viewers. As you've seen in this podcast, Jeremy's achievements are speaking for themselves. From his time at SpaceX to the creation of superhero franchise Mania and his advocacy for mental health at Comic-Con San Diego, he is relentlessly pursuing his passions and he's committing to it. And he is also help us all understand through his wisdom nuggets how we should be following our passions no matter what. Hope this podcast really left you with something to ponder upon. And if you liked it, then do subscribe, do share, and keep coming back for more. Thank you so much.